Okay guys, so today I want to talk to you about ComicBookGirl19. Now, if you don't know who she is a YouTuber who talks about comic books and movies, and she does all kinds of stuff. But I've been watching her for many years now, and I've always been a big fan of her content. At least I thought I was until I came across what I believe to be a horrible conspiracy involving ComicBookGirl19. Now, when I started researching this conspiracy, I came across some information that was pretty shocking. First of all, she was born in Huntsville, Alabama. Now, people from Alabama are good people, but the ones from Huntsville in particular, from what I understand, eat mayonnaise with a spoon like it's pudding. So can they be trusted? I don't know. Now, beyond that, I find out that she went to Savannah College of Art and Design. Well, guess what? I looked into Savannah colleges, and there are no colleges out there. So clearly that was a lie. Okay, and then she goes by ComicBookGirl19. Well, guess what else is 19? COVID. So what exactly does that mean? But this is nothing compared to the actual conspiracy that I have come across, and it involves her co-host, Robot. So here he is here, and then here they are together on the couch, appearing to be having a good time. But then as I'm watching her videos, I come across this image here, which kind of caught me off guard. Because take a look at Robot. Look closely at his head. If you can't see what I'm talking about, I'm going to zoom in here for you, and look at this. It appears that it says, "Please help," written on his mouth. And it looks like it's coming from the inside. Now, I always thought that Robot was just like a prop, and they just recorded his voice to make it look like he's talking. Then I come across this image here, which appears to be ComicBookGirl19 dumping a bucket of fish heads into his side latch, and I believe that there is a man being held captive inside of Robot that Comic Book Girl is keeping alive with a bucket of fish heads, likely a once-a-week feeding kind of situation, and this poor man is desperate to escape. So how I believe this would look is, here's Robot standing. This is a professional artist rendition. I believe that there is a malnourished man trapped inside this robot, and Comic Book Girl 19 is holding him captive. So at this point, this is just a speculation, so I started looking into it a little bit more, and it turns out that Robot has his very own Twitter. So I'm scrolling through his Twitter, and I find this tweet from back in 2014, where he said, "For the love of God, somebody please help me. Comic Book Girl 19 is absolutely insane and has been keeping me hostage in this goddamn robot suit and feeding me fish heads once per week in order to give me enough strength to survive, but not enough strength to break out of said robot suit. Every moment I live is agony. Please save me or kill me. Beep, boop, beep." And I thought, interesting. Could this be a clue into this theory that I have? I don't know. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking, "James, why should we believe you on this? You sound like an idiot, and you smell like bologna sandwiches." And while that may be true, I decided to do some math to further prove this theory so that there's no way you can't believe me. So Comic Book Girl 19 was born 1985. If you take 1985 and add 45, the number of Oreos in an average pack of Oreo cookies, it gives you 2030. Well, then I find this article talking about how in 2030, 20 million manufacturing jobs will be taken over by robots. And I thought, okay, 20 million, what does that number mean? Well, then I find this movie called 20 Million Miles to Earth, which came out in 1957. If you take 1957 and you add 35, Comic Book Girl 19's current age, it gives you 1992. Well, then take that number and add 5, the number of points on a pentagram, because I'm pretty sure Comic Book Girl 19 worships Satan. Well, that gives you 1997. Well, guess what else came out in 1997? The movie Star Kid, a movie about a boy who is trapped inside of a robot. What are the chances of that? So anyways, I believe that this poor man is trapped inside this robot, and he's barely being kept alive with this disgusting bucket of fish heads, and I think that she should release him, or at least let him come out of the suit and feed him properly, and let him join the show as a regular part of the show. That's just my opinion. But on a side note, I still have my Patreon supporters trapped in my basement, and recently Radar Hawk decided to join the basement, so I thought, why don't I build my very own robot to keep him inside of, and we'll see how long we can keep him alive inside this robot suit. So if you want to join the patrons in the Patreon basement, there's a link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.